Hi, my name is Noel Davis with World Composting, and today we're going to do an update on our 10-gallon tote. This is bin number 1. Our last update was on 9/6. Today is 9/20, so 14 days later. A little longer than I really wanted to leave it, but with the fruit fly issue I had going on in the house, I didn't really want to open these up and possibly contaminate them with it, although there are holes in the side. I found that really fruit flies don't go in there very often, but when you open them up and if there's a whole bunch of land in there, they're stuck. So we'll see how it's doing. We'll see if there's fruit flies. Hopefully there isn't any. We're going to add some food because it probably desperately needs food. And then we're going to come back and check early next time because I'm adding in food that goes very quickly with this update. So let's go take a look, see how the bin's doing, and see how the worms have migrated into the food section and see where we're going to feed next. So let's go take a look. All right, here we go. We've got bin 1. I wrote today's date of 9/20. As you can see, 9/6 was our last update. So 9/6 to 9/20, 14 days. Let's pry it open here and take a look. Good amount of moisture on the lid here, so we probably won't need moisture this time. I thought we might actually, so I had some ready to go, but apparently not. So no moisture this time. It looks like we're good. Now, let me grab my glove and let's start digging in here. This was the last section we fed on. So let's just take a look under here and see how we're doing here. So let me just dig this up a little bit. All the food, I'm not surprised, is gone. Paper is sort of compact on the bottom here. Actually, there might be a little bit of a banana peel here. So that's definitely looks like a banana peel. Healthy looking worms. Not nearly as many as I'd hoped. I think they're working into the bedding material here on the bottom because of the lack of food right now in here. We're probably going to need to add some more bedding here because this is also starting to get a little bit too moist with how much moisture is on the ceiling and the fact we're going to add watermelon to this. So actually, let's just see here. It looks like there's definitely some leftover banana peel. These end pieces always take a while to break down, I've found. But not nearly as many worms as in prior checks. So I'm going to just leave this cloth right there so we know where we fed last. This is where we're going to feed this time, is in the center section. This is starting to look a little bit more muddy than I would like too. But there's actually the worms are moving through this section as well. So they're starting to move through this material a little bit more as they're searching for food. So I'm just going to put this off to the side here since we're going to feed in the center section here. And the food that I'm putting in is not frozen. So we're just going to put this off to the side. Actually, while we're here, let's just take a look. Actually, here's a pumpkin seed. I don't know where that came from. So I'm going to take that out, actually. I've had a lot of issues with pumpkin seeds sprouting once I sort these castings. You know, these pumpkin seeds will kind of grow in whatever soil that I use this in. So let's just take a look through here. Worms look a little lethargic. You know, they're not really like squirming or running away, or, you know, they're not very energetic. So I definitely think that they need some food in here. Oh, and here's a cocoon. I did find a cocoon here. That's what I was looking for. And I lost it. Oh, here it is. And I lost it again. All right, well, there was a cocoon there, and there's another one actually right here. Let's see if I can grab this one here carefully. There's one right here. It's actually dark in color. I don't know if you can see it here, but maybe that would work a little better. But there's one right there. It's dark in color on the tip of that. So there are some cocoons in here, but I think that this definitely needs a good feeding. So let's just take a look over here real quick. This feels very compact. It's sort of the reason why I'm sort of digging it up a little bit. I mean, really taking some effort to dig down in here. More worms over here too. So they're all through this. This one looks like a nice healthy one right there. So it's moving a lot. Again, not any food material that I'm seeing other than the bedding. I definitely think we might need a little bit more bedding in here though. But the worms are actually working all through this, surprisingly. Normally they kind of congregate around the food, so that shows how long the food must have been gone. If they're moving really through all these different sections. So what we're going to do here, because I'm adding watermelon, I'm going to add a ton of paper here to this center section. So this is a mixture of cardboard and office paper. I have a lot of office paper I've been trying to shred lately. You know, stuff from a couple years ago that time to go through all those old bills and everything and get rid of all that stuff. So that's sort of in this as well. So we're going to put quite a bit here because this watermelon is going to add a lot of moisture. So now let's add the food. And I don't think I'm going to add all this. I'm going to think I'm going to only add part of it. So I've got a tin of watermelon here. This is watermelon that was somehow buried in the back of my fridge and was lost to time itself. And that's why we're adding it to the bins now, because it's we tried some and it was not very tasty. So, but there we go. We're just going to add this in here. That looks like a good amount, I think, right there. So I think that's good. That's going to soak down into that cardboard. I am going to add a little bit of my crushed eggshell here too. So I always try to add a little bit of that to everything that I add in here. And with this, the great thing is because it's not frozen. By the way, when you use this stuff, always make sure that you wear a mask. I use this little container so the stuff doesn't come up in the air. I always like to give that warning because you're not supposed to breathe this stuff in. It can damage your lungs. So now what we can do is we can just cover this directly and let these worms go to town on this stuff. Actually, here's that leftover banana peel. I'm going to put that right there. So I'm going to just dig up from both sides here. Kind of bury this. I'm going to dig this side down a little bit more. And the reason why is that way next time I'm hopefully will remember that this is the side I'm supposed to really feed on, is this side over here. And that way it sort of has a chance to, you know, be already empty when we go to feed it. Okay, there we go. Now, as I said, I'm going to try to check on this much quicker than the last one. You know, waiting 2 weeks was not part of my original plan, but with the fruit flies in here, I just didn't want to take a chance of opening all this stuff up, and I was really trying to search for that more than anything. So last piece of this, we're going to cover this up with our cloth to mark where we fed. And the next time we feed, we'll have to go this way again, and then we'll come back to this side. So, all right, so there we go. There's our bin update for this week. Hopefully we'll be back on time next time for my next update. And thank you for watching. If you have any questions, of course, leave a comment and ask a question, because I always like having questions come in and to see what you guys have in store for that and see if I can answer them. You know, obviously, we're all learning on this process, and I want to help you on that journey. So thank you for watching.